Good morning. I'm still here. The strong winds last night didn't blow us away. I was watching a program on Channel 8, 8.3, about Chinese. And I had someone tell me about the Cultural Revolution, and this was nothing to do with the Cultural Revolution, but it sure made me think of that, People working out in the countries, and they've gotten old and have to tend for themselves, and they still have all this hard work that they have to do, which is really what you have to do, It's that work that needs to be done. But nothing's like gone into that to upgrade that part of life. It just seems to be, it just isn't done, What's missing? So I've been busy, thinking, writing thoughts. The Chinese Cultural Revolution was to show the folks in the cities, which have been there for a time forgotten, to travel back to where they once did hail from, when there wasn't a city to go to and learn to earn, and show the country folks where they could be, well, at least sending at a price their children of the future, and a little kickback to them from their children to help in their old age. So they got the people in the cities, and they made them leave their jobs and go out into the fields in the country, take those jobs, and the people in the country, they go into the cities. Can you imagine the mess and the wreck of that? And that was back in a time before, like, the computers and things. So you imagine it can't be done now. They couldn't done that now because, you have to know about computers in order to do a switch like that again. But it seems their system was failing and lacking of what? More people to satisfy the out-of-controlling hunger from the top Chinese officials. None of them are ever lacking in anything with money, material things, food, lots of wives, whatever. Well, except for one thing. And it was the life essence that was given long ago, so that every human could procreate. So to be a slave of sorts, so to do labor, so the ones in charge could, would, and have since that time been on break. Time's up, don't you think? Because in that chain of command, that line of life, nothing lasts forever, it gets passed on. And these new upcomers, it's like back in the Cultural Revolutions. You need to come down and do the work and see what this feels like, and let other people go up there to see what that feels like, and let's come to an understanding, because you're just like, it's not in control. The control is out of control. The Chinese Cultural Revolutions is the world cultural revolution now, and it's aimed at the government officials from the top all the way down. Maybe you've come from some of these places, but then you've got there and been told how to behave and things that need to be by who? Those are the ones that need to step down, because they're like freaking out of control. How much is enough? How much is enough? How much is too much? The price being life essence to learn on a road to so earning can take place, so one could become more, of which is not in themselves at the time, but they'll be drummed in, but paying heavily dues over time. That's what they don't like, that part. But that's a part that they don't understand, and that's the part they need to know. Regardless of however IQ they have. You need to get down using these in these because with the times ever changing, that increase of more places strains on folks at any level. The trickery of the dollars in whatever country they may be burned in humans to their life's essence are not getting back what we deserve in order for the controlling ones to stay on top. They're taking too much. They're just taking too much. And it's not necessarily. It's just making things, put them in a whirlwind, you know. And they not give anything that is necessarily dependent on the real life as it should be. Daily sacrifices of human life still goes on, just within a more subtle plane now. Little thoughts just come to me after watching a little Chinese education today. You know, out of college, they can maybe get a job. You know, wherever their yen thing is, it's around $240 a month. So they're living back in time. They're living back in time. They're trying to hold on to that time. Over here, you know, like the dollars and stuff is, I guess they still seems to be quite a bit over there, the $240 a month. Because I know that a dollar now to equal a dollar of say 1922, something like that, 1918. That's back when things and the federal things started getting, you know, they started moving in. Just like Muslims now moving in for control. It's what that Federal Reserve Bank did. Moved in. But it would take about 22, well, and that was a couple of years ago that I heard about that. It'd take about $22.50 to equal that $1 back there in 1918. Or 1913, whatever day it was. It'd probably be, you know, getting closer to $25 now to equal that amount of money. So they're staying with that same hedge there, with that much of whatever this thing is they got in their hands calling, you know. But, you know, you have to make $25 now in order to equal our hedge thing that we have now. I'm sorry, but this doesn't change. Shoot, I'm really sorry.